Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Okay, let's get into the analysis of this article. So how the news, first we look into the linkage of the news with the examination. Under the prelims, the news is related to general issues on environmental ecology, biodiversity and climate change. Similarly, it has been related to GS paper 3, environment through a subtopic called conservation, environmental pollution, degradation and environmental impact assessment. This is how the news has been related with examination. Okay, let's look into the details of the news. So the petition were made against amendment for the forest law 2023, it's not 24, 23, which leaves out nearly 1.99 lakh square kilometer of forest land from the ambit of forests, which could be used for other purposes. This is what the amendment is. So Supreme Court has directed the state government as well as the union territories to provide details of the forest land within their jurisdiction to the center by March 31st. Then the Ministry of Environmental, Forest and Climate Change need to put those details being given by the states as well as the union territories into their websites. And no zoos or the safaris to be notified in forest land without the prior approval. That is, any approval for the establishment of zoo or safari referred in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, which is owned by government authority in forest areas other than the protected areas. This is very important. Other than the protected areas should get approved from Supreme Court. This is what the news is about. And at the same time, Supreme Court also said that the states and the union territories should act as per the definition of the forest that has been laid down to the court during 1996 in Tamil Nadu's Godavaram Thirumalpet vs Union of India Judgement. So this is what the news is about. Let's look into the further explanation of the news or the detailed aspect of the news. In that, we will look into what is the Central Zoo Authority is about. Central Zoo Authority is the authority being headed by Ministry of Environmental, Forest and Climate Change, and it is responsible for overall management of animals, which is housed in Central Zoos of India, and it is the statutory body under Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and it is being chaired by Environment Ministry and 10 other members and the member secretary. And the amendment of the act, see, the recent amendment of the Forest Act has been made during 2023, and what changes have been made is that the preamble has been inserted into it. The act only applies to land that has been notified in any government record as the forest on or after 1980. The act would not apply to if notified forest law was legally diverted between 1980s and 1996 time period for the non-forest purpose, and to forest land situated 100 km away from the international borders, which could be used for strategic project of national importance, and to the land ranging from 5 to 10 hectares for the security and defense projects. So these are all the exemptions being given under the amendment of the forest law. So this is what the news is about, and this is what the law is about. Let's look into what are all the things which we needed to be further aware of. First, we should be aware of what is Wildlife Protection Act, its objective, and what are all the bodies that has been created under it, and what are all the provisions that has been provided to protect the wildlife. Secondly, we should also be aware of the Forest Act 2006 and then the RED Plus. So these are all the other areas which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic.